You have already felt that strange feeling of understanding English, but when it comes to talking, lock? It is as if the words are all shuffled inside the mind, and even knowing what it means, the voice does not come out. If you've been through this, take a deep breath. You are not alone. A lot of people feel it. And do you know the most curious? This does not mean that you have no talent or that English is not for you. It only means that no one taught you the right way yet. In today's episode, I want to invite you to something different. Here, you will not just listen to English. You will feel the language. It will connect with him in a way that may never have experienced before. Because speaking English naturally is not decorating grammatical rules or endless words of words. It is a dance between listening and speech, between what you hear and what you feel. Active hearing is the bridge between understanding and fluency. It's like tuning an instrument. The more you listen to the heart, the more natural you become to speak. And the clear diction, in turn, is not about having a perfect pronunciation, but about having the courage to use your voice, even if shaking, even if you make a mistake. Today you will know a story that will inspire your journey, a story that mixes emotion, learning, and overcoming. But before we start, I want to ask you something. If this content touches you somehow, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and tell me in the comments what thrilled you the most. Because here, you won't just learn English, you will learn from the heart. It all started on a cloudy morning of autumn in Columbus, Ohio. Noah, a 27-year-old, walked slowly to the bus stop with the headphones almost always at the maximum volume. But what I played was not music, it was English. Simple dialogues, common phrases, calm voices saying words he wanted to have the courage to say one day. From a young age, Noah had a dream, speaking English as if it were his mother tongue. But life had not been kind to him. His parents, immigrants who worked on bench shifts, barely had time to communicate at home. Noah grew up shy, withdrawn, and whenever he tried to speak English at school, his colleagues laughed at his pronunciation. It hurt more than he admitted. And so, he started to believe that maybe English wasn't for him, that he was one of those lost cases. But that morning, something had changed. He was listening to a motivational podcast. The voice said, "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistency. You don't have to be perfect. Just need to be constant." And for the first time, he believed. That day, Noah decided to do it differently. He took an old notebook and started writing down short phrases in English, words he often heard and wanted to dominate. And then, instead of just writing, he began to repeat aloud, even if he was alone. "I can speak. I can speak. I am learning every day. I am learning every day. Mistakes are part of the journey. The mistakes are part of the journey." Noah realized that there was power in repetition, that each time he spoke aloud, something inside him strengthened, as if English ceased to be an obstacle and began to become a friend. And so, every day, on the way to work, he heard, "And then I spoke." Sometimes whispering, sometimes with a firm voice. "Today is a good day to learn. Today is a good day to learn." At work, he was still shy. But something curious started to happen. He started listening more. Not just the words, but the intention behind the sentences. And then, one day, the local manager, a woman named Emily, realized. She said, smiling, "You've improved your English a lot, Noah." "You have greatly improved your English, Noah." He has not been reaction for a few seconds, but then he answered, with a glow in his eyes, "Thank you. I'm working on it." "Thanks. I'm working on it." This was the first time Noah said an entire phrase in English with someone native without trembling. And it was also the moment he realized he was on the right track. Now imagine you in the place of Noah. You there, with the headset, repeating simple words, with a tight heart of fear, but at the same time full of hope. How would you react to the first compliment? What would you feel when you realize that, finally? Are you talking? The secret of Noah's story was not talent, no money, not an exchange in another country. It was just a choice. The choice to listen every day, the choice to repeat with courage, the choice of not giving up. And he continued. Every day a new sentence, a new sound, a new emotion. I won't give up. I will not give up. I am getting better. I'm getting better. English is part of me now. English is now part of me. Do you feel the rhythm of these sentences? The soft sound? They are short, natural, powerful sentences. And Noah not only listened to them, he lived them. One day, after weeks repeating the same expressions, Noah decided to record his voice. And as he heard, he cried. Not because it was perfect, but because it was different. He recognized himself in that simple English, spoken with emotion. And you know what he said later, looking at his own reflection? I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Now, I want you to say that out loud. Yes, right now, with all your soul. I believe in myself. Again. Do you feel this phrase gaining life within you? This is more than pronunciation. It is transformation. Noah realized that every word he said was like a seed. He didn't need an entire garden ready on the first day. I just needed to plant with faith, repeat with love, and wait for the right time of the harvest. So he did. And day after day, word after word, his English flourished. And yours will also flourish. Because as you just saw, it all starts with a choice. Time has passed. The dry leaves of that fall in Columbus were covered by the snow of the first winter. But Noah, he didn't stop. In fact, that cold brought even more silence. And within that silence, he found a sound that was always there, waiting to be heard, the voice itself. He now had a sacred ritual. Every day upon waking, he listened for 10 minutes the same audio with basic phrases in English. And it wasn't just hearing for listening. He heard carefully, with intention, as who pays attention to the sound of a heartbeat. Good morning? Good morning. How are you today? How are you today? I am ready to learn. I am ready to learn, he repeated, aloud, with soul, and the most impressive? He started decorating these sentences without trying to decorate. This was because Noah's brain began to associate sound plus emotion, plus repetition, 3 invisible pillars that build true fluency. Now imagine that you are the one in this ritual. Close your eyes for a moment, breathe deep, and repeat with me aloud. I am learning English. I am learning English. I trust the process. I trust the process. I am not afraid. I'm not afraid. These short sentences are like bricks, and with each repetition, you build a more solid house within your mind, a house where English is not a guest, he is a resident. And Noah understood that. Therefore, it started to create small personal challenges. For example, on each walk to work, he tried to speak 5 complete phrases in English, looking forward with confidence, even if no one was listening. I will keep going. I will continue. I am stronger than yesterday. I am stronger than yesterday. Speaking English is a gift I give to myself. Speaking English is a gift that I give myself. One day he saw a woman with a t-shirt where she was written, "Speak your truth." Speak your truth. This phrase moved him, because until then, he was just repeating what he heard. But now he wanted more. I wanted to talk about your own life, your pain, your faith, your dreams. Then it started writing. Small texts, simple things, about what I felt, about what I saw, and every phrase he wrote in English, he read aloud, recorded, and then listened. He found that when hearing his own voice, English was no longer something distant, and became intimate. Next, real. Now it's your turn. Take a sheet. Mentally, imagine that you are writing something simple. How was your day? Or what you are feeling now. Now, say aloud, with me. Today, I am learning something new. Today, I am learning something new. I can speak from my heart. I can speak with my heart. My voice matters. My voice matters. This is how it starts. One sound at a time. One word at a time. And when you least expect it, it will be talking in English. In truth. Naturally. And that's exactly what happened to Noah. One day, in a coffee near the local library, a gray-haired lady sat next to him. He had headphones repeating a sentence. What's your name? What is your name? The lady smiled and asked, "Are you learning English? Are you learning English?" Noah took a deep breath, and for the first time aloud in public, he responded firmly, "Yes, I am. I practice every day." "Yes, I am. I practice every day." She smiled tenderly and said, "Keep going. You're doing great. Continue. You are doing very well." And at that moment, Noah didn't feel a student anymore. He felt a talkative, a communicator, a human being who finally managed to express himself. All this because of constant practice, from listening attentive, and the simple act of speaking, even if you make a mistake. Do you notice? Noah's journey is his journey as well. English is not a distant destination. It is a path that is listening to and speaking. So now I want you to repeat one more time, but this time with their eyes closed, like who is feeling the vibration of the words. I am learning with my heart. I am learning from my heart. My English is improving every day. My English is getting better every day. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. When you put emotion in what you say, your brain memorizes more easily, your mouth learns the sounds more lightly, your mind begins to accept, yes, you can. Noah understood that, and it went further. He started listening to English songs with another look, no more to understand the letter, but to feel the sound. He sang along, even out of tune, even missing the words. Because more important than perfection, it was involvement. And so, his diction was shaping to the real sound of the language, to the natural rhythm of speech. You can do this too. Choose a song, a sentence, a small dialogue, and repeat aloud with emotion. This is my time. This is my moment. I was born to learn. I was born to learn. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can stop me now. Do you feel it inside you? Does this silent force born every time you say something new? It is your English awakening, growing up, evolving. Best of all, you are not alone. This journey is yours, but I'm here with you. And in the next block, let's explore a powerful technique that will completely change the way you listen and speaks. Noah used this technique and transformed his way of learning. And now, it's your turn. After that meeting at the cafe, Noah returned home with a full heart. For the first time in many years, he was not just an apprentice. He felt part of the language, as if English finally came out of books and entered in real life. And that's exactly why that night he decided to take a step further. He researched techniques to improve speech. He found several methods, but one caught his attention in a special way. A simple but powerful technique called shadowing. This technique works like this. You hear a phrase in English, and then repeat it exactly as you heard, imitating pronunciation, rhythm, intonation, as if it were a shadow of the original voice. Noah thought, this makes sense. When I was a child, I learned to speak imitating adults. Why not do the same now? The next morning, he chose a short video with everyday phrases. Put the headphones, squeezed play. The first voice said, "Hi there, how are you today?" "Hi, how are you today?" Noah didn't hesitate, repeated immediately. "Hi there, how are you today?" At first he felt strange, out of the rhythm, as if they were running after a moving train, but over time, something magical happened. The words began to come out softer. The sound was cleaner. The English, more natural. And he realized, it is not about understanding every word. It's about feeling the sound. About making your mouth dance at the right pace. Now I want to invite you to try this too. Breathe deep, loose your shoulders, and only focuses on the sound. Repeat with me, as if you were an echo. I'm here to learn. I am here to learn. Step by step, I'm getting better. Step by step, I'm getting better. My voice matters. My voice matters. You don't have to do this perfectly. The important thing is to do. Do it with soul, with delivery. Because learning happens when you participate, when you really get involved. Noah every day did short sessions of shadowing, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 at night, with simple videos, podcasts, even with movie scenes. And he not only repeated, He felt. He connected with the sentences. One day, watching an interview in English, he heard a sentence that made him stop everything. Don't wait for confidence to speak. Speak until you feel confident. Do not expect confidence to speak. Speak until you feel confident. It entered as an arrow in the heart. It was exactly what he needed to hear. Because until then, Noah believed that first came the security, then the speech. But there, he understood that security comes from speech. To make mistakes and try again. To listen and repeat. Until that new voice be yours. And you? Are you waiting for the ideal time to start? The truth is that the moment is now. It doesn't matter if you have an accent. It doesn't matter if you miss verbal times. It matters that you talk. So let's practice together, using the same technique that Noah used. Repeat with me now. It's okay to make mixes. It's okay to make mistakes. Every word I say brings me closer to fluency. Every word I say brings me closer to the fluency. I trust the process. I trust the process. Do you feel the strength of these words? Each is like a ladder, and with each repetition, you climb another step. Another technique that Noah adopted was emotional immersion. This means that, in addition to listening to English every day, he began to live feelings through the language. He watched exciting stories, moving movies, videos that made him laugh or cry, all in English. And he not only listened, he felt. Because when you feel English, you record it in the soul. Now, imagine you watching an exciting scene. Someone saying, I miss you. I miss you. And this phrase hits you as a memory, like a longing. This is emotional immersion. This is learning from the heart. You can do this with anything, a video, a song, a card, since involving emotion. Because emotion records sound in your brain in a way that logic cannot. This is why the simplest sentences become powerful. We repeat so much with feeling that they become ours. Now let's make a challenge together. I will say the phrase, you repeat, and then closes your eyes and says alone. Ready? I can speak English. I can speak English. Now you. Silence for 5 seconds. Again. Silence. Once again. See just? This is emotional practice. And it is this practice that transforms. Noah also learned to listen with intention. He not only heard words, he sought the hidden meaning, the tone, the emotion, the breathing of the speaker. Because learning English is not just understanding what has been said, but why it was said that way. He said to himself, listen beyond the words. Listen beyond words. And that is what you are doing now. You are not just learning English. You are learning to hear yourself, to connect, to break free. No matter your age, your level, your past. English is a bridge, and you are already crossing. Now, before we end this block, I want to leave 3 phrases for you to keep in the heart. Phrases to repeat every day. Phrases that are not just sounds, are statements. I am enough. I am enough. I am growing every day. I am growing every day. I was born to speak freely. I was born to speak freely. Breathe deep. Repeats one more time. Aloud. Now feel it echoing inside you. This is your moment. Your English. Your voice. Let's slow down. Breathe, and let the words flourish like a whisper of transformation. Closes your eyes for a moment. Breathe slowly, very slowly. Feel the air coming in, leaving. And now you realize that the sound of your breath is also part of this journey, because it is with her, with this calm, that your voice begins to be born. And English gradually is no longer a challenge. To become part of who you are, you don't have to run. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Here, right now, you are enough. Your voice is beautiful the way it is. Every sound you make, every word you dare to pronounce, it's a victory. Then listen to this with the heart. You are capable. You are smart. You are ready. And even if you still feel afraid, continue. Even if you make a mistake, continue. Even if it takes, continue. Because every step you take, however small, is taking you to the other side of the bridge. And the other side is where you speak English naturally, without thinking twice, where you express yourself with freedom, truth, with emotion. And if now, in this approaching silence, you feel a tear wanting to fall, let it. It is a sign that you are learning from the soul. In the next episode, let's walk a new story, a new character, a new chance to learn, to feel, and to speak English with an open heart. But for today, just rest. Because you did something beautiful. You spoke. You felt. And that is all that matters. Now that this story has come to an end, or rather a new start, breathe deeply again and look inside you. Do you know everything you heard here? Everything you felt? The sentences you repeated? The images that came to your mind? This is already lively inside you. You don't have to expect to be fluent to start. Because you have started. Just being here, listening with an open heart, you are already learning really English. Not in the traditional way, but the most beautiful way there is, with emotion, with soul, with purpose. Noah's story may have seemed distant, but it is your story too. You also had moments of doubt, of fear, of silence. But today you are saying, I can. And that is powerful. You have learned today that speaking English naturally does not come from perfection, but from practice with intention. That listening carefully transforms the speech. That repeating with emotion transforms confidence. That English, it doesn't have to be an obstacle. It can be a home, a space of freedom. That's why I want to make you an invitation now. Don't let this experience be in your heart alone. It transforms it into action. Today yet, choose a sentence from this episode. The one that touched you the most, the one that made your chest vibrate. And she says aloud, 3 times, tightly, with truth. Perhaps it is, I believe in myself. Or maybe, I can speak English. Or maybe, my voice matters. No matter what matters is that it is yours. May she get out of her mouth with the same faith that exists inside her chest. And if you want to take a next step with me, you already know. You subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications, and leave in the comments what was the English phrase that marked you the most today. I read each one, because this journey is ours, and I'm here to remind you, always, you're not alone. With each episode, let's walk a little more. Tell one more story, feel another language blooming. You are not here by chance. Your English will flourish, and I'll be here to walk beside you. Word by word, feeling for feeling, because learning English is not decorating, it is living.